company that's been involved in the Cooper Basin, one of the pioneers of Cooper Basin oil and gas production. Been around for 50 years, founded by the late Reg Sprigg, who also founded APPEA. We became involved in coal seam gas probably 4 or 5 years ago, developed a project in conjunction with Arrow Energy in southeastern Queensland to supply gas to a local power station. But at the same time, we were actually drilling in other areas and noticed gas coming from fractures in shale. I was following what had happened, the revolution that's happened in the US with shale gas, and started to think. So our team got together, looked at all the opportunities in Australia, and decided that by far the best area was right beside the Moomba gas field in the western part of the Nappa Trough. That's where we're drilling at present. We've drilled 2 wells deliberately in the centre of the basin to determine what sort of gas is there, and we've proved that we have a very good thickness of shales. They're overpressured because they're charged with gas, and really the centre of the basin is filled with gas at depth, and there's no water there. That's really good news in terms of potential fracturing and production of shale gas. Eric Streitberg alluded to it in his address. There's no reason at all why we shouldn't follow what's happened in the US. Anyone who is sceptical about it should only go and look in the US because the facts are there. It has completely overtaken the US market. It's dwarfed coal seam gas in the US. It is headed to be a substantial part of the US gas production. US has gone from thinking it needed to import gas to now thinking it probably should export gas. Existing domestic market, we see great opportunities emerging there. There's a looming gap between supply and demand because some of the long-term contracts are winding out. The LNG markets are a distinct possibility to sell this gas into, and we've already been approached on that basis from 2 areas. One is our Japanese partners, Atoshu, and the other is the GLNG project in Gladstone. So they are just 2. I think more will emerge. The Japanese earthquake is only going to increase LNG demand as far as we and others can see. So LNG, great and distinct possibility. But beyond that, there are the simple things that you get when you have an abundance of gas. Fertiliser production, which we'll need for food, explosives for mining, power generation to get cleaner emissions, and a whole host of things we haven't even thought about yet. It's the same as the internet. When the internet exists, the things you thought were impossible suddenly become possible. Things you've never thought of become real.